The girl was live streaming to introduce the cats at the adoption center when suddenly a Siberian tiger with a large belly barged in. "Hey human, I apologize for intruding into your territory. Can you save my children?" The pleading voice of the Siberian tiger left Duong Du stunned. After calming down for a moment, she replied, "I need to examine you now. I will press on your belly, it won't hurt you. My intuition tells me I can let my guard down around you." This weak yet urgent voice made Duong Du even more certain. That sound was indeed coming from this tiger. But she also had no mind left to wonder why she could understand its language. The audience in the live stream room boiled over when they saw the large tiger suddenly appear. Is this really a pet adoption center? Could it be that a large tiger is also a cat? Although everyone knew beforehand that the streamer was a master cat tamer, who would have thought that she could even tame a big cat like this? In another development, after continuously pressing and touching, Duong Du had also grasped the specific condition of this Siberian tiger, leading to now having a bit based on the current situation, the best way is. But looking at the blood stain under the Siberian tiger's body, Duong Du quickly dismissed this thought. She could ensure the safe birth of the 2 tiger cubs, but there was a high chance the mother tiger would not survive. Although her adoption center had an operating room, it did not have things like a rescue center, an animal blood bank exclusively for the mother tiger. Moreover, looking at its current condition, I am afraid it cannot hold on until the rescue center staff arrives. "We can only do a natural birth. Can you still walk?" Yes, the extremely weak voice made Duong Du unable to hold back from petting its head. After that, she used all her body's strength to help the tiger stand up, seeing this massive animal obediently follow her. Duong Du revealed a joyful expression. Before this, she was not confident at all, but now that she could hear its inner voice, the chance of success when cooperating with each other was much greater. Because time was rushing, Duong Du also did not have time to turn off the live stream. She directly led the Siberian tiger into the operating room next door. Delivering babies for felines was not the first time Duong Du had done it after all the stray cats at the rescue center. The majority were pregnant. She first wiped clean the dirt on the Siberian tiger's body. Then she sat down next to the mother tiger. "Now when I say push, you start giving birth, okay? As long as you endure a little bit, I can help you bring it out." This mother tiger had no strength left to squat to give birth anymore. Its entire body leaned against the wall to gain leverage. Duong Du used her hands to continuously press on the mother tiger's tight, swollen belly. This is a technique she learned from an experienced master when she was interning at the hospital. For some feline species with difficult labor, this technique can help them save a lot of energy. Right now, push following Duong Du's shout. The mother tiger exerted her body, tried her best to push the tiger cub out. Under the relentless efforts of one human and one tiger, a few minutes later, a tiger cub appeared in front of Duong Du. The tiger cub that just left its mother's body was very weak. Duong Du also did not dare to use too much force, carefully coordinating with the mother tiger to slowly pull the tiger cub out. The very moment she saw the tiger cub leave the mother's body, Duong Du immediately grabbed the scissors nearby, tearing the amniotic sac on its body, then clearing the amniotic fluid in its mouth and nostrils. These operations Duong Du was already very proficient in. Seeing the tiger cub finally let out a wah-wah cry, a surge of joy rose in her heart. Duong Du found an incubator and placed the tiger cub inside. Next, she took 2 bottles of nutrient solution from the cabinet and poured them into a basin. "Drink some water to replenish your stamina. There's still one more baby yet to be born." The mother tiger forced her weak body up. She leaned over and gulped down the nutrient solution. In her ears was the sound of her drinking water. Duong Du's hands continuously rubbed gently on the mother tiger's belly. The second one is much smaller than the first one. Now that the first one is no longer blocking the way, it shouldn't be hard for the second one to come out. Waiting for the mother tiger to finish drinking the nutrient solution, thanks to Duong Du's continuous massaging. The big one has also gotten into the right position. "Come on, just one more push." Duong Du stroked the mother tiger's head, ready to deliver at any moment. After having its stamina replenished, this time the mother tiger had much more strength. Less than 5 minutes later, the tiger cub was also successfully born. After quickly wiping the baby clean, Duong-du carried the incubator over. She placed the incubator next to the mother tiger. "You are very weak now. Get some sleep to recover. When you wake up, I will find you some food. Let me feed them for you," looking at the two babies sleeping soundly in the incubator. The mother tiger forced herself to nuzzle her head against Duong-du. "Hey, human, you are very kind," hearing the voice coming from the mother tiger. Duong-du smiled. "Let me wipe your body for you. Just sleep here." She used a clean towel to wipe the mother tiger's body, then took a blanket to cover it. Seeing the large tiger safely close its eyes, Duong-du carefully carried the incubator back to the live stream room. She discovered that she didn't know when the live stream room had gone from a dozen people to over 50 people. The streamer is back. How is the mother tiger? Is she okay? Did she give birth to the tiger cubs yet? Seeing the comments continuously scrolling on the screen, Duong-du held the incubator up to the camera. There are 2 babies in total. Both are very healthy. This chubby baby is the oldest brother, and this thinner baby is the youngest brother. I was in a bit of a hurry earlier, so I haven't looked closely yet. What are you waiting for? Quickly look quickly. If it's a dragon and phoenix pair would be the best. Looking at the comments on the live stream, Duong-du didn't know whether to laugh or cry. "Everyone wait a moment. I need to go mix milk for them first. The mother tiger is very weak right now. For the next few days, she probably won't have any milk." Duong-du took out a large can of goat milk powder from the cabinet, quickly mixing 2 bottles of milk. Then, she tested the temperature on her wrist, confirming there was no problem. Then she took the older baby out of the incubator, lifted its bare tail to look. The older baby is a male. Seeing the baby holding the milk bottle and drinking soundly, the number of viewers in the live stream room increased again. Quickly see if the second baby is a female. Looking forward to a dragon and phoenix pair so much. Is this the live stream room of a Siberian tiger obstetrician? All right, let the older baby drink first. Let's look at the second baby together. Duong-du took the second baby out of the incubator again. She lifted its tail to look, also a male, not a dragon and phoenix pair then. Looking at the baby opening its cute little mouth, Duong-du put the nipple of the milk bottle into its mouth. At this time, the comments on the live stream became even more lively. Although it's not a dragon and phoenix pair, a bit of a pity, but mother and child being safe and sound is good enough. That's right, mother and child being safe and sound is the most important thing. Waiting for the 2 babies to eat and drink their fill. Duong-du put the 2 babies back into the incubator. It's getting late. I have to rest early tonight. These 2 little ones need to be fed once every 3 hours. I'm afraid I won't even have time to sleep tonight. So today's live stream ends here. See everyone again tomorrow. Saying that she turned off the live stream. Duong-du was planning to find 2 kittens to test the inner voice she could hear. After all, is it only tigers, or can all animals do it? Suddenly, a rush of knocking sounds came from outside the door. "Excuse me, is Duong-du here? We received a police report saying that a Siberian tiger has broken into your house." Looking at the door panel showing signs of giving way, Duong-du hurriedly answered the outside. I'm here. Stop knocking. I'm fine." After opening the door, outside were several fully armed police officers, looking around with tense expressions. A Siberian tiger. Where is the Siberian tiger? This mountain city is near the greater Shingon Mountains, although occasionally there is news of wild animals appearing. But mostly they are species like wild boars, black bears. A Siberian tiger is a first for the officers in the area to encounter. It's fine now. It just gave birth and is resting upstairs. Do you officers want to go up and take a look? Hearing this, the 2 police officers looked at each other and both fell silent. A long while later, the older officer rubbed his temples. "You mean this Siberian tiger ran thousands of miles here, just to give birth in your house?" "I am also very surprised, but that is the truth." Right at this moment, another voice rang out. "Ah, since the Siberian tiger hasn't caused any injuries, Leave the rest of the matter for us to handle. Looking at the man wearing a vest in front of her, Duong immediately identified him. The smell of animal fur on the veterinarian is almost impossible to completely remove. Hello, MS. Duong. I am the Deputy Director of the Wildlife Protection Center of our mountain city. My surname is Tran. Hello, Mr. Tran. How do you plan to handle this? The Adoption Center and the Rescue Center have similar names, but in reality, they are two completely unrelated agencies. The Adoption Center is all about pets like cats and dogs, while the Rescue Center is constantly in contact with animals that need protection all year round. In comparison, the responsibility of the Protection Center is much greater. It's like this: according to regulations, we will raise the Siberian tiger, wait until it is qualified to be released back into the wild. Then we will find a suitable place to release it. Rest assured, we are all professionals. I'm not worried about your professionalism. It's just that you probably can't take this mother tiger away. What do you mean? Right now, its body is extremely weak, having just given birth less than an hour ago. With the current weather, just leaving the room will make it seriously ill immediately. Speaking up to here, Duong pause for a moment, her tone carrying a bit of apology. There are also two cubs. I already gave them their first sip of goat milk powder. If you take them away now, I'm afraid they will lose their appetite. Wild animals are not like domestic cats and dogs. They will default the taste of the first sip of milk powder as the mother's milk taste. Therefore, Duong purposely chose the biggest can feed them, precisely fearing that after drinking it all and changing to another flavor, they wouldn't drink it anymore. The deputy director was stunned for a moment. Then he looked toward the person wearing a white lab coat behind him, who seemed to have just arrived. His breathing was still a bit panting. That's right. At this time, whether it's changing the goat milk powder or taking them away, it will lead to serious consequences. After a moment of silence, Director Tran let out a long sigh. How about this? Take me to see the condition of the tiger cubs and the mother tiger first. If it is determined that they cannot be taken away, we will think of another way. Yes, please follow me. Accompanied by the two officers, the group went to the first floor lobby of the adoption center. Duong took the tiger cubs and the incubator out for Director Tran to see. Then, she pointed at the milk bottle nearby, just fed them less than 10 minutes ago. The doctor in the white lab coat looked through his glasses, carefully observing the tiger cubs. Then, he put on a pair of white gloves and began to examine them carefully. Taking advantage of this time, Deputy Director Tran explained to Duong This is Zhang Heng, a doctor of veterinary medicine returning from abroad. He is currently conducting ecological surveys in the greater Xing'an Mountains. Hearing Deputy Director Tran's explanation, Duong's eyes looking at Zhang Heng carried a bit of curiosity. A person returning from studying abroad like him, why not stay a research center in a big city to develop medicines, but instead run to this remote mountain city to do what? Zhang Heng finished examining and said, both tiger cubs are very healthy. They even exceed the average standards of the breeding center. Hearing this, Deputy Director Tran nodded. Let's go see the mother tiger. The group went to where the mother tiger was resting. Duong carefully pushed the room door open. The soundly sleeping mother tiger suddenly opened its eyes. It sniffed the air, its eyes immediately filled with vigilance. It struggled to prop its body up. It's okay, they're all acquaintances, no bad guys here. Duong rushed over, pressing the mother tiger that was trying to stand up back down. Zhang Heng looked at the Siberian tiger, struggling even to stand up, and made a judgment. With this condition, if forcibly moved, it is very likely to cause internal organ problems. Adding to emotional instability, it is highly possible to result in death. Hearing these words, Deputy Director Tran sighed again, then nodded at Duong completely abandoning the thought of taking them away, waiting until Duong comforted the mother tiger. The few people returned to the main lobby. Zhang Heng, tell me what you think. Zhang Heng held his computer to look up some information, then spoke up. The legal status of this adoption center is sufficient. Although it can only be considered a semi-official organization, the necessary documents are all complete. The conservation center just needs to issue a notice. While on duty downstairs, I observe that the front and backyards have enough space for the Siberian tiger to be active. MS. Duong Du herself is also a veterinarian. Technically, there's nothing to worry about. Moreover, there is me who can assist at any time. Following Zhang Heng's explanation, Deputy Director Tran also let go of the worry in his heart. If that's the case, Comrade Du, can you take them in? Whatever requirements you have, just state them. Raising them is not a problem. It's just that there's one thing I might need your help with. The funding provided to the center is very little. On regular days, it mostly depends on my live streaming and everyone's donations to maintain operations. Look at this. When Duong Du mentioned money, her eyes lit up. The adoption center's money is really not enough. Not to mention other things, just opening a can of pâté for each cat is already difficult. Now, thanks to this Siberian tiger, there is finally a generous person willing to spend money. Even if just asking for food money, a tiger this big. 500 yuan a day shouldn't be too much to ask, right? Hearing that it was just a lack of money, Deputy Director Tran was stunned for a moment, then his whole body relaxed. If that's the case, we will grant you 100,000 yuan to be used to care for the Siberian tiger this month. If it's not enough, just come find me at any time. The huge number of 100,000 made Duong Du's breathing become heavy. Is it really 100,000 yuan? The rescue center's funding is a lot. Moreover, our food standard for a Siberian tiger is 80,000 a month. Not to mention you also have 2 cubs there. Hearing this, Duong Du finally felt at ease. As long as the money is fully provided, I will definitely raise them to be plump and white. Right as Duong Du finished speaking, Zhang Heng, who was next to her, stood up. Deputy Director Tran, I would like to request to continue my scientific research task at this rescue center. These 3 Siberian tigers have great significance to my research. The atmosphere immediately sank into silence. All eyes focused on Zhang Heng. Deputy Director Tran was so embarrassed that his toes curled up. This is Zhang. This rescue center is not our subordinate unit. Moreover, MS. Duong lives alone. It's not very convenient. Saying that, Deputy Director Tran blushed and explained to Duong Du. Zhang stays in the laboratory for a long time, not very good at communicating with others, so he says some things without thinking. Hope you don't mind. Duong Du also understood. This is a typical technical guy. His head is only filled with his experiments. It's fine, I understand. Facing the benefactor bringing money to her, Duong Du couldn't possibly get angry no matter what. I can write a guarantee. The voice abruptly rang out, making Deputy Director Tran, who had just smoothed over the awkward atmosphere, stiffen again. Zhang, we can talk about this later when we get back. Zhang Heng, seeing that talking to Deputy Director Tran wasn't working, turned to look at Duong Du. MS. Duong, please help me. This experiment is very important. Seeing the thirst in Zhang Heng's eyes, Duong Du hesitated for a moment. Can I see your experiment? Of course you can. Zhang Heng quickly opened his laptop. This is the outline and purpose of my experiment. Currently, what is most lacking is the situation of observing the mother and cubs after breeding. Artificially bred animals mostly lose their desire to breed only by observing wild animals raised by humans from the very first day. Can we obtain the most accurate data? Looking at Zhang Heng talking passionately, Duong Du fell silent for a moment and finally nodded. I can let you stay at the rescue center to observe and record data. However, whatever requirements you have, just say it. Hearing that Duong Du had compromised, Zhang Heng didn't hesitate at all, speaking bluntly. The work at the rescue center is very busy every day. If you want to stay here, then you must share a part of the workload. No problem, this is what I should do. Besides, you will pay for your own food every day. As long as I can record the data, that's fine. After chatting briefly with Zhang Heng, Duong Du discovered that this guy, aside from his experiments, had absolutely no other thoughts. Since that's the case, then I agree. Thank you, MS. Duong, looking at Zhang Heng's serious expression of gratitude. The 2 police officers and Deputy Director Tran, standing nearby, were all silent. They could be considered to have witnessed firsthand how Duong Du coaxed this fool Having to come to the rescue center every day to work for free was one thing. Every month, he even had to pay an extra 2,000 yuan for food, paying money to go to work. It could be said that he was thoroughly calculated by Duong Du. After seeing this group of people off, Duong Du cracked her knuckles and calculated. The Siberian tiger doesn't eat that much a day. If I go to the market early in the morning to buy meat, then the food cost for a day is about 500 yuan. Supplies for the 2 tiger cubs a day won't even cost 20 yuan. Out of the 100,000 yuan, about 80,000 will eventually fall into my hands. After finishing feeding the 2 tiger cubs milk, Duong Du pulled out a cow-pattern cat from the cage. Do you understand what I'm saying? Meow, meow, meow. Looking at its dull eyes, Duong Du quietly stuffed it back into the cage. After rolling her eyes to look around, her gaze quickly stopped on a tabby cat rescued a few days ago. This cat was rescued from the ventilation shaft of a residential area. Normally, it's a bit lazy. Only when eating is it the most enthusiastic. Duong Du felt this one would probably be a bit smarter. This time, the moment her hand touched its head, immediately a series of muttering sounds transmitted over. Annoying human. My pitiful little balls, evil human. How am I supposed to face the female cat from now on? This annoying human even wants to touch me. Pretending a little bit will probably get me some delicious food. Meow, meow, meow. This somewhat sweet voice made Duong Du once again fall silent for a long time. After casually stuffing a piece of boiled chicken breast to it, she continued to look for the next experimental subject. Passing through more than an hour of experimenting, Duong Du understood more about this suddenly appearing ability. Relatively smart animals can communicate directly, but the majority can only express their meaning very vaguely. There are even some so mentally deficient they don't even know how to speak. Among them, the cow-pattern cats make up the largest number. After clearly understanding her ability, Duong Du yawned and crawled under the blanket. Tonight for her was completely torture. Every 3 hours, she had to wake up to feed milk to those 2 little brats. Wanting to have a good sound sleep is impossible, along with the morning alarm clock and the meowing of several cats. Duong Du gave a long yawn and went down to the first floor, carrying the 2 little ones out of the incubator. Looking at the fluff that had grown on the 2 of them, she really couldn't resist. Reaching out her hand to stroke them, feeling the softness transmitted from her palm. Duong Du mixed 2 bottles of goat milk again, stuffing them into the mouths of the 2 little ones. Before she could even think about what to eat this morning, from outside the gate echoed Zhang Heng's calling voice. MS, Duong, are you there? Hearing the voice, Duong Du's eyes lit up. Normally speaking, Zhang Heng arriving this early. Must be bringing breakfast for me, right? She hurriedly opened the gate. Catching her eyes was Zhang Heng holding a laptop and a stack of documents. Duong Du let out a long sigh. Sure enough, she shouldn't have any expectations from this blockhead. Have you eaten breakfast yet? No. Ah, right, this is my food money. Looking at the envelope Zhang Heng handed over, the slight annoyance that had just risen in Duong Du's heart immediately dissipated. I have to go feed the mother tiger now. Do you want to go together? Hearing that they were about to feed the mother tiger, Zhang Heng's eyes immediately lit up. The 2 of them stepped into the mother tiger's resting room, seeing the tiredness in its eyes. Duong Du placed 2 chickens and a large piece of lamb meat in front of it. Is there anywhere you feel unwell? I'm much better, thank you. A good night's sleep also helped the mother tiger recover some stamina. It nuzzled its head against Duong Du and replied, "This is food brought for you. Eat it all up, okay?" So much meat. Looking at the bag Duong Du opened, the mother tiger's eyes immediately went round. You humans' hunting skills are really too formidable. Hearing the mother tiger's praise, Duong Du smiled and rubbed its slightly hard head. Eat quickly. When you're full, I will take you outside to bask in the sun. You can also be close to your children. Hoo-hoo. Thank you, human. Looking at the teardrop trailing from the corner of the mother tiger's eye. Zhang Heng's pen, taking notes nearby, also involuntarily stopped. It can understand? The voice full of questions made Duong Du turn her head around. Of course it can. Many animals can understand the meaning of human speech. It's just that humans have a hard time understanding their behavioral language. The conclusions humans get after observing aren't necessarily accurate. Duong Du Du's words opened up for Zhang Heng an entire door to a new world. His eyes continuously darted back and forth between the mother tiger and Duong Du Du. Can I touch its belly a bit? If I can personally feel it, the recorded data will be more accurate. Hearing this, Duong Du Du looked towards the mother tiger. Do you agree? The mother tiger used a vigilant gaze to size Zhang Heng up once. A moment later, it still nodded in agreement. All right, it agreed, but you can only touch it for a little bit. Hearing this, Zhang Heng took a deep breath, then carefully reached out his hand to touch the mother tiger's belly. Duong Du Du looked at one person and one tiger, both being vigilant of each other, couldn't help but smile and look toward the live stream room. I see the mother tiger is too tense. This time it's not even bothering to eat, just staring intently at the hand, reaching over. Ha ha ha. Normally speaking, the tense person should be this guy, right? Why does it look like an online dating first meetup? After touching for a moment, Zhang Heng's whole body quickly backed up 2 steps. Only now did he wipe the cold sweat off his forehead. Done. Done. Then I'm going to cook food later after eating. You can play in the backyard with their family of 3. Hearing this, Zhang Heng's eyes lit up again. Duong Du Du led the audience towards the kitchen. She took out 30 caddies of chicken breast and a pot to prepare. The dawdling breakfast wasn't eaten until after 8 o'clock. Zhang Heng looked at the dining table full of delicious dishes in front of him, a bit silent. Eating this greasy in the morning, is it really good? Duong Du Du replied, just eat. Humans evolved for so many years. Is it so you could be a vegetarian? If it was really to be a vegetarian, then our ancestors might as well not have climbed down from the trees. Zhang Heng half-believingly accepted Duong Du Du's explanation until finishing this breakfast. Duong Du Du glanced to the live stream room, immediately discovering comments bringing good news. Du Du, I'm 15 minutes away from the adoption center. I'm 15 minutes away. Today, I want to adopt 2 cats. Seeing this message, Duong Du Du hurriedly ran to the front of the cat cages, starting to instruct the kittens. Everyone listen clearly here. There are 2 people coming to adopt soon. Whichever one gets chosen will get to live in luxury, behave well. When the time comes, you won't have to worry about eating or drinking, and there will be people playing with you every day too. 10 minutes later, a man wearing sportswear walked in. Hello, MS. Du Du, my surname is Tu. Hello, Mr. Tu. May I ask what kind of cat you plan to adopt? Can you introduce me a little bit? I want one that is a bit smart. Is that possible? Duong Du Du recalled the experiment from last night. Very quickly pointed at a few cages. This tabby cat, this silver-shaded cat, and also this yellow cat are all quite smart. Sentences that are not too long, they can all understand the meaning. As she spoke, Duong Du Du opened the cages, letting the 3 little ones jump down to the ground, as cats that used to wander. They all understand very clearly the difference between being raised by humans and having to survive in the wild, especially since Duong Du Du had brainwashed them, not just once about how happy it is to be taken home by an adopter. All 3 cats gathered around Mr. Tu, continuously rubbing their bodies against his legs. Mr. Tu carefully observed the 3 little ones for a moment, then picked the biggest silver-shaded cat up, then smiled and nodded at Duong Du Du, this one. Hearing this sentence, the tabby cat and the yellow cat that were nuzzling immediately turned their heads and walked away. Faintly, Duong Du Du even heard the grumbling voices of the 2 of them. That fatty is more beautiful than me? No way. No way. His aesthetic taste has problems. This house can't be gone to. Exactly. Taking that fatty to his house will definitely eat him into bankruptcy. His eyesight is bad, and he still demands to choose an owner. Duong Du Du took a deep breath. Try not to look at these 2 little ones anymore. Mr. Tu, this is the adoption agreement. I need you to sign it. We will also do random follow-up visits. Seeing that Mr. Tu had finished signing, Duong Du Du took out a pet carrier from the cabinet and a new bag of cat food to hand to him. The main responsibility of her adoption center is to find a good home for stray cats. As long as they agree to adopt, these pet carriers and cat food are considered complimentary gifts. Absolutely no money needed. After Duong Du saw the adopter off, she led the mother tiger and 2 tiger cubs to the backyard. The backyard of the adoption center has an area that is not small. Surrounded by a fence made of bamboo, this yard is really big. Putting a chair here, I could hug a cat and lie down all day. Streamer, why not let the cats out to bask in the sun? Duong Du glanced at the comments and explained, originally my intention was to create a cat paradise for them to bask in the sun and play. But because there are many cats that used to be strays, so when these guys gather together, they easily fight. After a few times like that, I had to give it up. After that, Duong Du sat down leaning against the mother tiger. So how is it? It's very comfortable, if later I want to live here. What price do I have to pay? Hearing the mother tiger ask with a voice full of expectation, Duong Du stayed silent for a moment, setting the live stream equipment aside. Why? Don't want to go back to the forest anymore. The mother tiger adjusted its posture so Duong Du could lean more comfortably. The food in the forest is getting less and less. If my children and I go back, we wouldn't live for long. Resources in the greater Shingon Mountains are increasingly depleting, is something everyone knows. But Duong Du didn't expect that. Even Siberian tigers don't have enough to eat anymore. Let me think of a way. There will probably be a chance to keep this tiger family of 1 mother, 2 cubs. For her, it's actually a bit difficult. After all, the adoption center is not a conservation center. She doesn't have the qualification to manage wild animals independently. Duong Du looked towards Zhang Hang, who was writing notes in the distance. While rubbing her chin, calculating a plan, the scenery became quiet. The live stream room became even more bustling. Wow, no way, just leaning on it like that. Is the Siberian tiger really this gentle? Why doesn't it look like what I imagined at all? While Duong Du was thinking, she heard a voice coming from the mother tiger's place. You can let those little ones out to bask in the sun. If they fight, I think I can manage them. Hearing that, Duong Du hesitated for a moment, then nodded. Less than 10 minutes later, she had brought all the cats to the backyard. Looking at each little one running around everywhere, Duong Du casually picked up a white cat for the audience to see. This white cat I found in the residential area near the school. Although its personality isn't clingy, it's absolutely very good. Come on, show everyone your teeth. Hearing that, the little baby immediately bared its teeth, hissing at the camera. Right after that, a thick stream of complaining thoughts transmitted from its body. This stupid human always forces this young master to perform, doing these monkey tricks. After Duong Du heard it, the atmosphere fell silent for a moment. She quietly put it down on the ground. Let's look at the next white cat, so well-behaved. Duong Du then chose a round, chubby British short-hair blue cat to pick up. This blue baby was rescued during the heavy rain 3 months ago. At that time, it was skinny down to the bones. If it wasn't for luck, it would have drowned in the pipe. This baby's personality is quite stable, usually outside of meal times. Most of the time is spent sleeping. If you don't have too much time, then this chubby blue baby is very suitable for you. Amidst the barrage of comments on the live stream, Duong Du rubbed its round, chubby belly. After hearing no disparaging sounds coming over, she finally nodded in satisfaction. Duong Du's center has more than 70 cats. Her live stream channel doesn't have a gifting function, only a donation button. Normally streaming all day only gets 30 to 40 yuan, but ever since having the Siberian tiger, in just one morning, she saw in the background an additional 100 yuan in donations. Although for some other streamers, this amount of money is pitifully small. But for the babies at the adoption center, this money is enough for them to have an improved meal. Right while introducing each cat baby to the audience on a live stream, suddenly, an ear-piercing meow rang out from the corner. Before her eyes were 2 cow-pattern cats leading a large group of cats, confronting another group of tabby cats. The mother tiger nearby also cast its eyes towards the cat groups. Then, an angry roar echoing through the mountain forest transmitted over. It was the characteristic roar of a Siberian tiger, immediately causing the cats that were meowing noisily to shut up. Each one fearfully looked towards a mother tiger, So fierce. Met a big guy. Bros retreat. Can't win. Let's run, let's run. Listening to the sounds transmitting from afar, and the group of kittens had completely shut up. Duong-do-do happily stroked the Siberian tiger's head. Very good. It's good that you can help. The mother tiger then hugged the tiger cubs to its chest, drooping its tongue to lick the fur of the two little ones. Duong-do-do smiled. Sure enough, suppression coming from bloodline is always the most effective measure. The lively comments on the live stream hadn't even been looked at when a rush of phone ringtones rang out. A somewhat anxious voice transmitted from the phone. Hello. Excuse me, is this the rescue center? Yes, may I ask what's the matter? I am the landlord of an apartment near the university village. Over at my place, there are 2 students who returned the room and left their cats behind. Can you see if your side can take them away? Sure. How many cats in total? 2, both are ragdolls. Please send me the location. I will set out right now. Rescue calls like this are mostly sudden. Longtime viewers of the live stream are also very used to this. Students again, every time I watch it breaks my heart. If you can't raise them, then don't raise them. Why abandon them after raising them? I wanted to raise a cat for over a year now, but because my job isn't stable, so I can't bear to let the furry babies suffer with me. And yet there are still people abandoning cats. Looking at the indignant comments on the live stream, Duong-do-do also sighed. Then she looked towards the mother tiger, instructing, help me watch the kittens, okay? Later the babies will have to drink milk. Remember to find a blockhead over there. Hearing Duong-do-do's instructions, the mother tiger also nuzzled its head against her. After that, Duong-do-do also assigned a task to Zhonghang. I have to go do a rescue now. Goat milk for the tiger cubs is all in the thermos. Remember to feed them once every 3 hours. Then she pointed at the cabinet in the room on the first floor. If someone comes to adopt, remember to have them sign the agreement, okay? After instructing everything, Duong-do-do quickly drove to the location the other party sent. Half an hour later, the car stopped at the gate of a residential area. Duong-do-do called the landlord. After a simple exchange, a woman carrying a pet carrier walked over from a distance. Accompanying there were the woman's grumblings. Really don't know what young people nowadays are thinking. After all, these are 2 lives. How could they have the heart to abandon them in the room like that? If I didn't pass by today, they would probably have starved to death. Duong-do-do is already very used to things like this. She looked at the 2 cats inside the pet carrier. How long have they been starved? Probably a week already. I just gave them some water to drink. Yes, ma'am. Then please allow me to take the cats away. Thank you for saving these 2 lives. It's nothing, as long as they have a place to go to. It can be seen, the landlord ant is very kind-hearted. Duong-do-do drove back to the rescue center. Taking advantage of stopping at a red light on the road, she also introduced the specific situation to the audience in the live stream. Usually, the rescue center has 2 busiest periods. One is the recent graduation season for students. This time is when the most cats are abandoned. Surely the hardcore fans in the live stream also know, around this time last year, the center received a maximum of 17 babies in one day. Another period is spring, when cats start giving birth. This is the peak period for stray cats, most of them carrying all sorts of diseases. When Duong-do-do just finished speaking, the hardcore fans in the live stream also dropped countless comments. Exactly. Last year, in the University Village area, almost everywhere you looked there were abandoned cats. I even saw some babies starve to death. Just hope that adopting instead of buying will gradually spread. Otherwise, things like this will never end. The car drove amidst the flowing comments on the live stream. Straight back to the rescue center, Duong-do-do brought the 2 cats into the examination room. She carefully put the box down, then gently took the 2 cats out onto the observation table. Both are ragdoll cats. Their fur is very matted. Just because they were starved for a long time, they were so hungry they couldn't even stand steadily anymore. Duong-do-do put on gloves, disinfected herself, then reached out to stroke the 2 little ones' heads. So hungry this 2-legged creature's smell is exactly like Mom's smell. I'm also very hungry. I miss Mom very much. The inner voice transmitting from the 2 little ones made Duong-do-do freeze. Then she let out a long sigh. She started a detailed examination on them. Luckily, after a comprehensive check, besides being a bit weak from hunger. No problems were found at all. Duong Du breathed a sigh of relief. She looked at the live stream and said, "Good news here, both of them have no diseases besides their stomachs having a bit of a problem due to being starved." "You could say they're very healthy," the audience on the live stream commented. "So angry, their owner abandoned them for no reason. When will people realize that the furry babies we raise also have feelings?" Sigh. Getting old, I can't stand watching scenes like this. Duong Du put chicken breast into the meat grinder, then poured the ground meat into a bowl. She placed it in front of the two little ones. "Eat something first. Later, sister will make a bed for the two of you," smelling the fragrant meat. The two little ones hurriedly ate, Duong Du sitting in front of them, and the audience in the live stream could all clearly see the teardrops trailing from the corners of their eyes. Duong Du leaned back in her chair. After that, she started chatting with the audience. "Actually, many times I often advise everyone, if raising pets, it's best not to raise species that are too smart. The smarter they are, the more understanding they are. The time that the two of them had to endure, they knew very well what happened. It's just that the long period of bonding made them. Hard to believe this truth." Comments on a live stream. "So heartbreaking. Clearly they didn't do anything wrong. So pitiful, such cute cat babies. Neither naughty nor destructive. Just why in the end? Sister Du, can you let them eat a little more? They look so pitiful." Duong Du looked at the two little ones finish eating and lie on the table. She reached out to stroke their heads. "Listen here from now on, okay? Here there is food and drink for the two of you, but later when people come you have to be a bit lively, act cute a bit, okay? If lucky, there will be kind owners who will take you away. Go to a new home. There will be a new mom or a new dad willing to take care of you. These two babies are clearly the very smart type." Even though Duong Du's sentence was very long, they could still understand the meaning inside. A new home? Surely they won't abandon us like mom, right? The sound transmitting from the little cat that was clearly the older brother. Duong Du also stroked its head. "Don't worry. If the new owners take you away, they will absolutely not abandon you. People who are willing to come to the adoption center to take cats home, most of them have very gentle hearts. Up until now, Duong Du has gone for follow-up visits many times. There hasn't been a case of abandonment yet, carrying the two babies out to the backyard. She placed them on the grass so they could bask in the sun, also to get used to the smell of the other friends. After that, Duong Du looked over at Zhang Heng, who was trying to feed the tiger cubs milk. "How is it? Any problems?" "Everything is fine. It's just that outside the fence there keeps being a knocking sound. I'm not sure what it is either." Hearing that, Duong Du was stunned. She walked towards where Zhang Heng pointed. On the other side of the bamboo wall, there was indeed a very soft sound, like the sound of gnawing on the wall, also like the painful whimpering sound of some animal. Duong Du walked from the back door out to the other side of the wall. The situation outside the wall also appeared before her eyes. Only seeing an injured roe deer lying sideways on the ground, trying to gnaw the bamboo pole to pieces to see what it tasted like. Duong Du shouted loudly into the wall, "Zhang Heng, push a small cart over here for me." Hearing Duong Du's call, Zhang Heng immediately returned the two tiger cubs in his lap to the mother tiger. Then, he pushed the small cart, quickly running from the back door. Looking at its clearly pregnant big belly, Duong Du frowned, reaching out to stroke its head. She used a probing tone to ask a question. "Now sister has to take you back to treat you. Don't resist, okay? Can't bite it. It's too hard, let me try again." Sensing the inner voice transmitting from this roe deer, Duong Du sighed. "All right, fine. Let's just directly take action. It probably won't resist anyway." After that, Duong Du plugged in the ultrasound machine. "Do you know how to use it?" Yes, after confirming Zhang Heng had no problems, Duong Du started examining the injury for the roe deer. The left hind leg has a clear laceration. Looking at the traces, it's highly likely it was bitten and torn by some animal. Duong Du used hemostatic forceps to check a bit. No blood vessels were injured. Then she used iodine to disinfect, only now starting to apply medicine to it. The result from Zhang Heng's side was also available not long after. Pregnant, 2 in total, probably about 10 more days until the due date. Hearing that, Du's hands wrapping the bandage also paused for a moment. Two babies again? The fetal heartbeats can be clearly seen. Looking at the rhythm, they are very healthy. Seeing Du try to wrap the bandage for the roe deer. Zhang Heng hesitated for a moment, then still asked in a low voice. Can we keep them? Why? Du tied the knot on the bandage pad, then looked towards Zhang Heng doubtfully. The data on this wild hoof mammal is actually pretty good too. The voice was not loud. Du, hearing it, fell silent, looking for a moment. Only now did she speak up to ask, how much is the food budget at the conservation center for a roe deer? 1 month is about 2,000 yuan, because its conservation level is only at level 3. The current allocated funds are not very abundant. 2,000 yuan is not a small amount. Recovering from injury plus giving birth will take at least 2 months staying right. Hearing up to here, Zhang Heng's blockhead finally reacted. So you agreed? But this afternoon you have to clean up the cage for it to stay in the backyard, and the conservation center's funding matter must also be requested by you. Deal, no problem. Hearing Du agree, Zhang Heng was a bit delighted. Don't just look at him paying money to work at Du's place. In reality, his research is a key project. His authority to use funds has almost been granted to the maximum. The Conservation Center, although nominally his direct superior. But in reality, whatever they do, they still have to give him some face. After dealing with the injury, the two of them joined forces to lift the roe deer onto the pulling cart. Du pushed this cart away, stopping in the backyard. The mother tiger looked at the roe deer that Du pushed over. With overflowing excitement, the food smell is so fragrant. Is it for me to eat? Even though right now its body is still a bit weak. It's still rushed over. The food is so fragrant. Extra food for me, huh? No way, this is not food. At the critical moment, Du quickly dodged in front of the roe deer, so it's not food. The Siberian tiger's tone was full of regret. Losing interest, it lay back down on the grass. Seeing this animal no longer having the intention to attack, Du also breathed a sigh of relief. But at this time, the sound transmitting from behind made Du have to turn her head sharply. This taste is strange, I'm not sure. Let me try throwing it and see if you shut your mouth. Seeing a chunk missing from the grass patch, Du only felt her heart aching. She glared at the roe deer fiercely, then quickly stuffed this animal into a large cage. Stay quietly in there. Later I'll get fruits for you to eat. What is this hard thing? I'm not sure. Let me try throwing it again, looking at the clear but foolish eyes of the roe deer. Along with its mouth still gnawing on the iron cage, Du sighed again. Then, she started explaining to everyone in the live stream room. This roe deer animal is also called the foolish deer. The reason they are called the foolish deer, actually most of the reason, is because their brains are extremely abnormal. Normal prey, when facing predators, mostly will run away crazily or find a hiding place, but the foolish deer does not. Even if they have escaped the pursuit, they will out of curiosity come back to see why the hunter isn't chasing anymore. Even in the past, there were hunters going up the mountain to hunt, missed shooting it. It even had to run closer to see what just made a noise. It became a protected animal. Most of the reason is because it seeks its own death. Along with Du's explanation, the livestream screen was flooded with mocking comments. Chatting with the audience in the livestream room for a moment, Zhang Heng walked over. The Protection Center has agreed. They will issue a periodic subsidy for 2 months. Total 5,000 yuan. All right, clean the cage for this guy. Looking at the foolish deer locked in the cage, Du now again had an urge to eat meat. 10 minutes later, she found 1 grill and 1 pile of beef and lamb meat, then brought out all the food for the cats and the mother tiger. Everyone have lunch together? To nourish the mother tiger that just gave birth, Du specially chose a lamb tail for it, so it could lie there and gnaw slowly. The cat's food was simpler, a few large bowls of kibble sprinkled with a bit of chicken breast. Enough for them to enjoy. Even the foolish dog that just arrived today was also given 1 kilo of apples to gnaw slowly. As for in the sight of the live stream audience, it was the scene of Du and Zhang Heng eating grilled meat, Beside them were dozens of cats and one large tiger, along with two tiger cubs surrounding them. In the distance, there was also one foolish dog acting as a mascot, crunching on apples. The scenery was truly unimaginably beautiful. Life has gotten better, huh? Hee hee. Dudu clearly forgot the days she fought with the cats for chicken breast. Exactly. I remember back then Dudu finished eating her last bowl of rice. The next day, she was so hungry she snatched 2 pieces of chicken breast from the cats, right? Actually, the majority of abandoned animals have to be euthanized. But Du couldn't bear to let these kittens pass away before getting to enjoy life. There was a period of time. The number of adopted cats far exceeded the standard amount. The adoption center was overloaded, even though she tried to save costs as much as possible. In the end, the day before the subsidy money arrived, she ran completely out of food money. At that time, if it wasn't for some old fans helping, who knows what this many cats would eat? When the aroma of the grilled meat spread throughout the yard, Zhonghang, sitting nearby, appeared strangely quiet. I still feel eating this much meat has something not quite right. Vegetables and fruits are the necessary nutrients for the human body. Hearing this, not only Du, but even a live stream room popped up a series of question marks. Has this big bro still not figured out the topic from this morning? It was clearly tricking people, looking at Zhonghang's seriously thinking appearance. Du thought for a moment, then continued to coax him. People often say, eat a good breakfast, eat a full lunch, eat a light dinner. You see, these 2 meals of ours have no problem, right? Zhonghang carefully thought about it. Then he affirmed and nodded. Then for dinner we eat a little less, use vegetables to supplement the nutrients back, and it's fine, right? Du's words made Zhonghang sink into thought again. Finally, he nodded with a completely trusting expression. It's just that looking at his tricked appearance, the audience in the live stream room couldn't hold back and started teasing. Brother, you must not believe her. Last time she said eat vegetables, the result was eating lettuce wrapping grilled meat. Words, accusing, filled with tears in the live stream room, Du and Zhonghang were completely unaware of. After finishing the grilled meat, Du picked up the 2 new babies that arrived today. Coming closer, she held a small comb to brush their fur, while conveniently instructing Zhonghang, don't lie down after eating your fill. It's not good for digestion. Go clean the cat litter boxes, then in the afternoon wash those dirty cages. Whether for Du or the audience in the live stream room, it could be considered quite peaceful. The big tiger and the kittens gathered on the grass in the backyard, enjoying the sunlight. The cat herd escaped the bondage of the cages, happily playing and running in the backyard, casually hugging any baby. Their whole bodies were soft and warm. Of course, in a warm scene like this, there are always 2 outcasts. One is Zhonghang, who is always only thinking about teasing the Siberian tiger. The other is the foolish dog that occasionally wants to taste what the cage tastes like. Waiting until the sun set, the sky also grew dusk. Du spoke to the live stream room. Looks like today there won't be anyone coming to adopt. Today's live stream is also about to end. Everyone please remember our slogan. Adopt instead of buying. See everyone again tomorrow. Du turned off the live stream, looking towards Zhonghang. Later you change the medicine for that foolish dog. Then today's work is considered done. Okay, then tomorrow morning I will still come at this time, okay? When you arrive the work will be the same as today. Leaving, Du slipped into the kitchen, not long after brought out 2 huge rice balls filled with stuffing. Inside there was even meat. Zhonghang sat at the dining table, looking at the rice ball almost as big as his face. An expression full of doubt. Didn't you say, just eat some vegetables for dinner? That's right, look, the outside of this rice ball, isn't it vegetables? Dinner ended. Du finished setting her alarm, then brought the 2 tiger cubs in the incubator into the room. Catching her was the mother tiger lazily lying on the floor. Du wondered, are you planning to sleep here tonight? I want to sleep with my children a bit more. My wild children, then I'll put them next to you, okay? Tonight, I will wake up to feed them, petting the big head of the mother tiger. Du also fell back onto the bed. The next morning, Du stretched her body. Looking at the mother tiger nearby hugging the little ones, she rubbed its big head again. You sleep a bit more. Later, when it's mealtime, I'll bring food over for you. For felines, when the body is weak, sleep is the most effective recovery method, especially for a mother tiger weakened by giving birth. Thank you. The mother tiger nuzzled its head against Duong Du Du, looking at the big cat's clingy appearance. A radiant smile also bloomed on Duong Du Du's face. The only thing is this smile vanished the moment she saw the backyard. Casting her gaze far away, the bamboo fence next to the cage had been gnawed into a large hole. You foolish dog, shut your mouth for me. This angry roar scared the cat heard downstairs into meowing noisily. A few clever ones were woken up, starting to grumble. Oh no, the two-legged beast is angry again. My beautiful dream was shattered just like that. Hope this anger isn't vented on our heads. Duong Du Du glared at the complaining cats. She rushed over to the foolish dog's cage. Human, why does your face look so uncomfortable? The foolish dog's mouth was still chewing dry bamboo. It opened its big, round, innocent eyes to look at Duong Du Du. That cute, bewildered expression made people just want to roast it. This is not edible, do you understand? But I can bite it. The foolish dog's response made Duong Du Du fly into a rage. She slapped its forehead. I said no means no. Outside of the food in the cage, you are not allowed to eat anything else. It seems a long sentence is a bit hard to understand for this foolish deer. It thought for a long time before resentfully whining hoo-hoo. If I can't eat, then I won't eat. So fierce, Duong Du Du gritted her teeth in anger. She took 2 deep breaths before calming down. It seems my head can't be pulled back out anymore. The foolish deer's words left Duong Du Du stunned, her eyes stopping on the head sticking out of its cage. Don't know how this nuisance managed to squeeze out, but it seems pulling it back in is impossible. The atmosphere froze for a moment. Duong Du Du helplessly sighed. You just stay stuck there. Wait for Zhang Heng to come saw the cage to rescue you. Duong Du Du gave up the intention to rescue. After all, it was stuck all night anyway. A little while longer wouldn't hurt. Waiting for Zhang Heng to arrive, the two hurriedly ate breakfast. Then Duong Du Du led the whole mother tiger family to the backyard. She sat a place not far from the foolish deer and started the live stream. The first wave of audience flooded into the live room. Duong Du Du pointed the camera towards this fool. Good morning, everyone. 2 things happened this morning. 1 is the tiger cubs have gotten used to their mother's companionship. 2 is, as everyone could see here, this fool got itself stuck. Now look, so wise, so funny I could die. Truly goofy. Do we need to call the firefighters? Duong Du Du glanced at the comments and explained, no need to bother the firefighters. The cage is welded with iron bars. Zhang Heng is already assembling the iron saw. He will rescue out shortly. Speaking up to here, Duong Du Du couldn't hold back a laugh. Those clear eyes full of foolishness, the tilted head stuck there really looks very funny. Zhang Heng quickly finished assembling the hacksaw and started sawing the cage. Seeing iron sparks flying everywhere, Duong Du Du picked up a ragdoll cat passing by. So much work today, let's be lazy for a moment. While we're at it, ask if anyone wants to adopt. The ragdoll cat in her arms immediately objected. You two-legged beast, don't hug this great lord. It's so uncomfortable. If it wasn't for the sake of the cat food, I would have bitten you a long time ago. Hearing the kitten grumbling, Duong Du Du flicked its forehead once. Be good. Later I'll give you extra meat. For cats, a forehead flick plus meat is the most effective taming move. Why didn't you say there was meat earlier? Hug me all you want. You guys look at me, the great lord am I handsome. Or let me perform a talent for you to see. Most cats have no shame whatsoever. Duong Du Du was already used to this. Looking at the comments in the live room, most of the viewers couldn't adopt due to various reasons. Duong Du Du sighed, was about to continue introducing the cat, when from outside the door came a calling voice. Excuse me, is MS. Duong Du Du here. Hello. Looking at the strange man at the door, Duong Du Du greeted him with a bit of doubt. My name is True Bang, an animal caretaker at the Lin Thursday Zoo. Well, we have looked for many people, but still haven't found the cause. Watching the live stream, I saw you could understand animal language, so I wanted to invite you over to take a look. Duong Du hesitated a bit, a complex look in her eyes. I'm a bit busy. The rescue center over here cannot lack people. The words weren't even finished. True Bang hastily interrupted. We will pay a fee. The director said as long as you find the cause, he will send you 10,000 yuan as a labor fee. The voice just stopped. Duong Du already had her backpack on. Let's go. Those sick little foxes are so pitiful. True Bang was stunned in place. The director saw people accurately. Seeing the two of them interact, the comments in the live stream room exploded. Ha ha ha. So real. Honestly, it's because they offered too much. Our Du even does it for 2,000. The caretaker brother hasn't even reacted yet. Du has already packed up. Zhang Heng, stay in the house, okay? I'm going out for a trip. Okay. Hearing Duong Du's call, Zhang Heng in the backyard answered, confirming Zhang Heng could watch over the rescue center well. Duong Du stepped on the gas, following the caretaker brother to the zoo. Lin Thursday Zoo is the best park in the city. The animals are all raised to be plump and healthy. Even the peacocks are round. In the past, Duong Du often came, especially liking the Bengal tigers there. The car stopped at the parking lot. A white-haired old man wearing a white Zhongshan suit approached. Hello, MS. Duong. I am Director Tun. Hello, sir. Can we go see the Arctic foxes now? The motivation of 10,000 yuan made Duong Du quickly get to work. Having received money, the work must be a bit decisive. All right, please follow me. The coastal city is not big, but the zoo has quite a lot of visitors. Mostly they are student couples and families with young children. Passing through the staff passage, the few people arrived in front of a glass room. Through the glass, they could see 6 Arctic foxes lying flat. Tails tucked, spirits extremely sluggish. MS. Duong, these are the new ones brought in this year. After adapting to the environment, they had just been exhibited for less than a week when they became malnourished. Duong Du observed through the glass for a moment, then turned to look at Director Tun. Can I see the feeding records? Everything is here. True Bang, standing nearby, handed over an A4 piece of paper. Finding the record from yesterday, Duong Du flipped through it quickly. 5 Arctic foxes, morning fed enough cod, noon an extra fruit meal. Afternoon during peak visitor hours, each received 2 rabbits. Evening at closing time, they were supplemented with vegetables. According to this diet, let alone malnourished, not getting overfed is already considered good digestion. Duong Du frowned in thought, then asked, how is their eating condition? Breakfast and dinner are not exhibited. I supervise them myself. They ate ravenously. True Bang is the caretaker, so he understands the situation very well. Hearing the account, Duong Du understood that the cause couldn't be found from a veterinary perspective. I'll go inside to take a look. Prepare 2 rabbits, is that okay? Okay, Director Tun immediately agreed, taking 2 freshly thawed rabbits from the freezer. After cutting them into small pieces, he led Duong Du into the enclosure. The 5 foxes, white as snow, looking like cotton balls, seeing the caretaker walk in, all excitedly stood up, starving to death, finally getting to eat. So hungry, I smell meat. Hearing these sounds, Duong Du froze for a moment, then opened the box lid and placed the meat down in front of them. Animals in the zoo have been trained. No matter how hungry they won't fight for food. All eagerly looked at the feeder. Time to eat. The command just finished. The 5 white cotton balls plunged towards Duong Du, accurately pouncing to eat ravenously the pieces of meat on the ground. The audience in the live stream room, seeing this scene, the comments started drifting wildly again. In the record, wasn't it 2 rabbits for each one? Why are they starving to this extent? An Arctic fox 1 rabbit a day is enough, right? There is also supplementary food too. Looking at them as hungry as starving ghosts, no wonder they are malnourished. While they were eating, Duong Du stroked the head of an Arctic white fox. How many rabbits did you eat yesterday? Why are you starving to this extent? I only got 3 bites. There were only 3 rabbits in total. Absolutely not enough to share. 3 rabbits. Duong Du was stunned. The standard is 2 rabbits per fox, having to add vegetables, fruits, and fish meat to balance nutrients. 5 foxes, but only 3 rabbits, let alone nutrition. Even filling their stomachs isn't enough. No wonder they are starving to this extent. Hearing Duong Du-Du's whisper, True Bang's eyes lit up. Mess. Duong, you found the cause? Duong Du-Du shook her head. If you think about the possibilities. The caretaker's invoice has no problem. 10 rabbits were indeed taken out of the warehouse. Did the caretaker secretly take them? Impossible. If he really wanted to take them for himself, he wouldn't have sought her out to come here. Moreover, doing so is too easily exposed, a situation where the books don't match like this. Duong Du-Du was also encountering it for the first time. Her eyes swept past the small water pool in front of the glass room. What is that used for? That is the chute for visitors to feed. Food will slide in through the pipe. Hearing that, Duong Du-Du almost jumped up. You guys allow visitors to feed them? Animal diets are different from humans. Feeding randomly can easily cause death. Rest assured, we only allow feeding with food bought at the exhibition area. Basically, that is also their daily ration. Consider it a way to increase income. True Bang's words reminded Duong Du-Du. Her eyes swept over the pack of foxes eating ravenously, then stopped at the surveillance camera outside the glass room. Let's go to the surveillance room. I probably know the cause. True Bang revealed a joyful expression. Yes, I will take you there right away. Before leaving, Duong Du-Du stroked a fox. Feels so nice. After that, she followed Director Tan to the surveillance room. Check the visitors who bought rabbits yesterday. Track to see if they fed them or not. Everyone was stunned. You mean someone bought rabbits and took them home to eat? Highly likely to be so. Eliminate all impossibilities. Then this is the only answer. The technical staff quickly extracted the surveillance video. There were 4 buyers in total, 3 bought and then fed immediately. Only one was an Annie over 40 years old. She bought 1 rabbit, put in her bag, and swaggered away. Looking at the surveillance screen, True Bang couldn't help but complain. Snatching food from foxes, is she crazy? The surveillance camera has identified that Annie. She did that continuously for several days in a row, sometimes 7 rabbits. No wonder these little ones were starving to this extent. Little True called the police. Director, sir, this amount of money isn't enough to file a case right. A rabbit is only 15 yuan each because buying is buying the right to feed, but that Annie stole continuously for several days. The total amount of money also didn't reach the standard. You think so? Did you forget the rabbits were medicated? Quickly take her to the hospital. Director Tun's words left True Bang stunned. Right after that, his complexion changed drastically. He hurriedly pulled out his phone to call the police. Duong Du-Du looked at the director curiously. Waiting for an explanation, the director pondered for a moment. These foxes were brought in for breeding. The meat was laced with ovulation stimulation medicine, although it's an herbal medicine, but the veterinary dosage is very strong. The atmosphere fell silent for a moment. The corners of Duong Du-Du's eyes twitched, not knowing what to say. The rabbits were originally meant for visitors to feed. At the time of purchase, it was also clearly stated that they were only buying the right to feed. That Andy taking them away is considered theft. Eating them herself at most is suffering a bit of karma. If she gave them to others or sold them, she might even have to bear the charge of poisoning. The live stream chat exploded. Over 100 people, but the comments are like 10,000 people. Veterinary medicine. Don't dare to imagine what the situation at that Annie's house is like. This kind of cheap advantage she also dares to take. Her mindset is truly strange. True Bang finished calling and came back. With a complex expression, he whispered to the director. We have to go to the police station to give a statement. Seeing True Bang hesitating, the gossip blood of Duong Du-Du and the audience flared up intensely. The director sighed, signaling him to continue speaking. Anyway, the fault doesn't belong to the zoo. The live stream broadcasting it outside is also fine. Who knows, it might even attract more views. That Annie is a rabbit meat seller. One day she sells over a dozen. She found out our place is cheap. Every day, more than half of her goods were taken from our place. Now 6 people have already reported to the police that Annie was arrested 1 hour ago. Real life is even more absurd than TV dramas. The director was silent for a moment, then let out a long sigh. Starting today, visitors feeding must have someone supervising. Must ensure the animal gets it in its mouth. You go to the police station to give a statement. Bring the surveillance video as well. Director Tun's voice was weak, despondent, making Duong Du almost burst out laughing, searching all over the zoo. Who would have thought there is someone snatching food from foxes? Today let me feed them. While I'm at it, I'll check them over as well. Getting to pet the foxes at close range, too. Duong Du couldn't ask for more. Then I'll trouble MS. Duong. Director Tun is indeed the older the ginger the spicier, already seeing through Duong Du's intentions. She is a veterinarian and also helped with a big favor. This small request, of course, must be met. After getting permission, Duong Du carried a large bag of food into the garden. The little ones wagging their big tails rushed over. Sister brought delicious food over. So fragrant. It's the smell of chicken meat. I smell fish. This time we get to eat our fill, right? Must be enough, okay. So hungry. Looking at the expectant eyes, Duong Du took the fish meat out first. 5 fishes, 1 for each. Oh, it's fish meat. Duong Du put the fish down, commanded, eat. The little ones hugged the fish and ate ravenously. Duong Du adjusted her camera lens, explaining to the live stream room. Foxes are canines with high intelligence. After training, they can understand commands. Obedience is higher than felines. The Arctic fox is a protected animal, cannot be raised privately. Anyone who wants to raise one can consider the red fox. That species is allowed to be raised by individuals. The meowing sounds like acting spoiled, very healing. Duong Du picked a round, chubby baby to hug in her lap. Raised by humans so it doesn't resist being hugged. It adjusted its posture to eat comfortably, not even 15 minutes. A fish was only left with its head. Duong Du poured the chicken meat out, deliberately stuffing a large chicken drumstick to the fox in her lap. So warm, this sister is a good person, so delicious. From now on, if sister comes often, we'll have full bellies. Then what about the brother from before? His smile is very cute, is a good human. Having a full belly is the most important. Sister is also pretty. Hearing the foxes discussing, Duong Du raised her eyebrows. These handsome boy lovers, even picking and choosing. I won't steal your brother's rice bowl. Later it will still be him feeding you. Duong Du's sudden words made the foxes look up in shock. The fox in her lap was so scared it dropped its chicken drumstick. Monster, we're doomed. The human can understand us talking. Quickly speak. Are you a monster? Looking at the naive appearance of the little animal, Duong Du didn't know whether to laugh or cry, stuffing the chicken drumstick back into its mouth. Don't look at me like that. I'm not a monster. Just coincidentally understanding what you mean. The little ones were extremely shocked, but too hungry to bother finding out. Nothing is more important than chicken meat. Duong Du played with the pack of foxes for a while, after confirming their bodies had no serious issues. She went to find Director Tun. Director, these foxes are for breeding, right? That's right, 2 males, 3 females. Next year we can add over a dozen cubs. Duong Du rubbed her hands expectantly, saying, when the time comes, can you sell me 1 cub? The permit, I have a way to handle, since you are preparing to breed anyway. 4 or 5 months later there will be fox cubs, if I don't pre-order now. When the time comes there won't be any left. Looking at Duong Du's expectant eyes, the director laughed. No problem. When there are fox cubs, I will give you 1. Thank you in advance, Director. The 2 people looked at each other and smiled, both feeling they had benefited. Duong Du got a fox cub for free, and the director wanted to win over this divine doctor. Later, if there are any problems, he could also ask her, talking simply for a few sentences. Duong Du then took her leave, leaving Zhang Heng alone in her shop. She was not at ease. That blockhead, who knows what kind of trouble he would cause, holding the director's stack of cash. Duong Du whistled as she returned to the adoption center, just entered the door and heard Zhang Heng's tragic screams. No, that is not food, it's going to eat you. Don't you come any closer, stop, it really is not edible. Hearing the commotion in the backyard, Duong Du quickened her pace, only to see Zhang Heng blocking in front of the mother tiger, risking his life, using his back to shield the foolish dog that was trying to rush over. Seeing this scene, Duong Du let out a long sigh. She stepped over to stroke the mother tiger's head. Stop messing around. These 2 are both not very smart. The mother tiger regretfully glanced at the dog. It obediently lay back down on the ground. The two tiger cubs also crawled into their mother's embrace. At this time, the comments on the live stream also popped up like a storm. Sure enough, the feline family also judges a book by its cover. Brother Jong is so pitiful, lowest status in the house. If Dudu didn't come back, Brother Jong would have collapsed. Duong Du helped stuff the foolish dog back into its cage, then found a comfortable spot to sit down. Looking at the cats playing and basking in the sun, an idea popped into her head. Relying on a live stream to find adopters, the rate is too low. 1 month can only send away a little over a dozen babies. On days with bad weather, it's even less. The number of viewers on a live stream is also only around 100 people. It's not that there aren't people wanting to adopt, but due to poor information causing them not to find this place. Thinking for a moment, Duong Du discussed with Zhang Heng, who was recording data. Zhang Heng, how about we organize an adoption festival? What's the plan? Meaning renting a venue to organize an event, bring the cats over for exhibition. That way we can meet more people wanting to adopt. Zhang Heng thought for a moment, then nodded in agreement. If promoted well, the possibility of attracting people wanting to adopt is very large. Then, if there is no problem, let's just decide it like that. Duong Du took out her phone. She dialed the number. Excuse me, is this the Pedestrian Street Management Board? Yes. What do you need? Tomorrow I want to rent a plot of land to organize an event. After a simple exchange, Duong Du received the quote for the Mountain City Pedestrian Street. The rental area is $4,000 a day. Includes sunshades, tables and chairs, and security. This price is acceptable. After confirming the details, Duong Du smiled and announced to the camera. Good news here, 9 a.m. tomorrow at the Mountain City Pedestrian Street, the first event of the adoption center. I will bring 40 cats over for everyone to adopt directly. Anyone interested can come to the spot to choose. Everyone give the event a name. The comments started offering ideas. How about calling it, quickly come carry a boss home, go. Sounds terrible, call it meow meow carry go. The naming team is waiting for the result. After a round of arguing and choosing, Duong Du used a veto vote on all of them. Finally, the name settled was Convenient Hands Pick Up Cats. Nice meaning, also sounds pleasant, much better than names like Meow Meow Rights. So what about you? You're going with me, otherwise I alone can't move the stuff. Very quickly, the work was assigned. The two people started getting busy early the next morning to transport the cats. Duong Du rented a truck. Arriving on time, at 8:30, Zhang Heng placed the cages up on the shelves. Duong Du displayed the adoption rules on the LED screen. The busy scene attracted many people to gather and watch. The sign with kitten pictures and the text, "Free adoption," aroused everyone's curiosity. So many cat servants, quickly look at this great lord here. Take me home, I'm this cute. Cat servants, look over here. Duong Du had just finished pulling the barrier rope when the cat herd in the cages behind started meowing loudly. This time brought 45 cats in total. Among them, 30 are quite smart. The rest can also understand basic commands. First time organizing an event, she didn't want to be ruined by the foolish cats. Looking at the gathered crowd, Duong Du leaned back in her chair. She finished setting up the equipment, then turned on the live stream. The audience rushed in. Comments jumping continuously. Arrived here. Is this the scene? So crowded. I'm stuck in traffic. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Duong Du picked up the microphone. Today is our first adoption session. Everyone can observe at close range. What kind of cat you want to find, just tell me. I will help everyone choose. All cats are for free adoption. Anyone confirmed to adopt will receive complimentary food for the babies to get used to. The crowd started pouring toward the cats. Hello, can I look at that baby over there? The first person was an office lady, of course. Duong Du carried a silver-colored British short-hair cat down. The little one's eyes lit up. Beautiful cat servant, your lord likes you. The silver cat immediately fell into the lady's embrace. The lady stroked its head, then asked, Little one, do you want to go home with me? Of course I want to go, as long as I don't have to eat pig slop. Then going anywhere with this beautiful cat servant is fine. Hearing the meow, meow, meow sounds, the lady smiled radiantly. Are there any conditions for adoption? Being teased by it, but finally managing to send one away. Duong Du suppressed the urge to flick its forehead, pointing towards Zhang Heng. You go over there to sign the agreement, receive the food and vaccination book, and it's done. Thank you. The lady looked at the silver cat in her embrace. The more she looked, the more she liked it. Later I'll take you to buy pate. Okay. You have to be good, okay. I'm good. Very good even. The live stream room became lively, wonderful, a lucky opening. Guess how many babies will be sent away today? Next, they welcomed the second adopter, a man leading his daughter, pointing at the tabby cat. Hello? Can I see that cat over there? Duong Du answered in surprise. No problem. Very few people adopt tabby cats. Everyone likes purebred cats, but actually a tabby cat's genes are very stable. Good digestive system and less shedding. She carried the tabby cat out. The little guy glanced at the man, then its eyes stopped on the little girl. Meow, meow, the tabby cat lay on its back on the table, acting spoiled. Hey, this brother has tried so hard already. Why haven't you hugged me away yet? This job is too hard. Quickly come hug me away. I can't act anymore. Amidst the complaining sounds, the little girl carefully picked it up. The little girl looked at her dad with begging eyes. Dad promised already. Then take the responsibility to feed it and clean its poop, okay? Then go over there to do the paperwork. Receive the cat food and vaccination book. Yes, thank you. Do. Finally, I managed to squeeze in. Sending the second guest off, a short-haired girl stood in front of her. Are you a fan? Yes. Are the fat orange cat and the round blue and white cat here? Duong Du knew this was a hardcore fan. The two cats mentioned are the meritorious officials from the early days. When first rescued, they weren't even a kilo, yet in less than half a year. The blue and white cat had eaten its way to 8.5 kilos. The orange cat was even more outrageous. 11 kilos. They're all here. Let me carry them out for you. Duong Du took a deep breath, finding the two toxic trash cans sleeping soundly. Stop messing around. We're sleeping. Is it time to eat? One in each hand, she struggled to place the two balls of fur on the table. The blue and white cat yawned. It stared blankly at the girl. The orange cat was even more outrageous, changed its posture, and went back to sleep. Seeing these two lazy ghosts, the girl laughed, taking out a box of pate, a strong aroma spread. The two lazy ghosts immediately jumped up. So fragrant. Want to eat pate? Looking at the two cats humming and eating ravenously, the girl satisfiedly poked their bodies full of meat. I choose these two. I'll take them both home. You go to the table over there and sign your name. But I have a question to ask you. These two added together are almost 20 kilos, you know. Are you sure you can carry them home? This sentence made the girl freeze on the spot, her eyes glued to the two giant cats on the table. Their round bodies already looked comical. Ever since she wanted to raise cats, the girl had already set her sights on this comedy duo. Before coming, she had prepared very carefully. Litter boxes and food were all fully prepared. Daily supplies also lacked nothing. The only thing was miscalculating the weight of these two. The atmosphere fell silent for a few seconds. Duong Du offered a bitter suggestion. How about you call a cargo truck? The girl gaped. Normal taxis can't carry them. Must use a large-sized pet carrier. Lifting it once is already a backbreaker. Is that so? The girl was a bit troubled. Then can I ask Brother Zhang to help out? Take them out to the street, sure. No problem. The audience in the live stream room laughed like crazy, watching the girl struggling to pull the large pet carrier, Zhang Heng beside her helping out. The two of them looked like they were transporting 2 container trucks. This is not raising cats. This is raising pigs. Can the wallet handle it? One of these eats 3.5 kilos, last time Du tried it. That scene had to be called extremely epic. At the same time, comments on the screen continuously scrolled past. Duong Du was busy up to her eyes. The heavy foot traffic was truly good. The on-site adoption efficiency was extremely high. This cat-raising thing many times is just an impulsive moment. Looking at the pitiful little ones in the cages, eyes full of begging, soft-hearted people couldn't bear it. All day today, already sent away a whole 26 cats. If it was a normal day, this is the achievement of 2 whole months. The event ended. The two people sat on the car returning. While massaging her sore and aching back, because she sent away more than 20 babies, but had received more than 70 people, her mouth and tongue were about to fall off. Arriving back at the adoption center, returning the remaining cats to their cages. Duong Du Du lay paralyzed on the sofa, not wanting to move an inch. Zhang Heng, it's time to change the milk for the tiger cubs. Cat litter and cat food also need to be replenished, a weak voice rang out. Zhang Heng glanced at her with a complex look, finally helplessly sighed. He resignedly stood up to work. Actually, the workload wasn't much. The majority of cats had been adopted. The remaining ones were just a bit foolish. Looking at the pitch-black kitchen, Duong Du Du sighed again. Let's eat out tonight. Consider it a celebration. So tire my muscles ache. Cooking rice is impossible. Can only rely on takeout to save lives. Order takeout, then. Let me rest a bit. Zhang Heng looked at the mother tiger approaching, not even having the strength to hold a pen to take notes. Hey human, are you about to die? Are you sick? The mother tiger nudged Duong Du Du, its eyes full of worry. It's nothing, just dead tired. She rubbed the large animal's head. Duong Du Du secretly sighed in her heart, both being felines. Yet this mother tiger is much better behaved than those little brats. Those little brats only know how to demand food. After resting for a while, Duong Du Du ordered takeout. Looking at the mother tiger lying by her feet, she took out a basin of lamb meat for it. Time to eat. Time to eat. Hearing the command, the mother tiger handed the cubs to Duong Du Du, then started eating the lamb meat ravenously. Zhang Heng's eyes lit up. He looked at Duong Du Du with a pleading expression. I want a hearing that Duong Du Du understood immediately. The mother tiger had rested for 2 days. Its body was clearly much better. Before standing up was tiring. Now it can move freely. Zhang Heng wants to get close to collect new data. The mother tiger glanced at Zhang Heng with disgust. It leaned slightly, considered as silently agreeing. One person and one tiger wasn't the first time interacting either. Zhang Heng quickly approached. He felt all over its body for a while. After finishing recording the data, Zhang Heng turned around with an expression of boundless joy. Du, I discovered a crucial point. Tell me, Duong Du Du was staring intently at the food delivery progress and replied absent-mindedly. Mother tigers in the zoo, after giving birth, need at least half a month to recover. My previous experimental models were all based on this data. But this mother tiger helped me realize the constitution of wild animals is completely different. Muscle density, dietary structure. Fundamentally, they are two different species. 3 generations of artificially bred compared to purebred wild species. The difference is too great. This mother tiger can guarantee success. It will have immense significance for the breeding of special species, especially the Siberian tiger. Using medicine for 3 days can guarantee 100% breeding success. Then what about your previous experiment? Zhang Heng was silent for a moment. Then he decided, pause it for now. I need to observe wild animals for half a year to collect enough data. To ensure the accuracy of the experiment, Duong Du Du's eyes lit up. Her smile became full of hidden meaning. Did you think about the fact that, in a while, this tiger will be released back into the wild? Zhang Heng was stunned. He stared blankly at the mother tiger. The silent atmosphere dragged on. He looked over at Duong Du Du. How about we negotiate a bit to let its family of 3 stay a while longer, okay? Duong Du Du raised her eyebrows, trying to suppress the smile at the corner of her mouth. You know, too, our funding is not very abundant. The cost of keeping a Siberian tiger is too large. Zhang Heng immediately patted his chest, guaranteeing, rest assured, leave the funding to me, whether it's allocated money or for my own funds. Absolutely enough to use. Duong Du Du nodded in satisfaction. Okay, I agree as long as funding is not a problem. I don't mind raising 3 more big cats. Zhang Heng was extremely overjoyed. He thought he would have to waste a lot of words. Didn't expect it to be so easy, but suddenly he reacted, wait a minute. Could it be you already wanted to keep them from the beginning? Looking at Zhang Heng's vigilant eyes, Duongdu's face wasn't red. Her heart wasn't beating fast. How could that be? Or should I contact the conservation organization to release them back into the wild? Already having grasped his weak point, still afraid of not being able to trick this blockhead? All right. It's nothing. Zhang Heng immediately admitted defeat. A wise man submits to circumstances. For the sake of data, he didn't dare to bet on this. Dinner was delivered. Duongdu didn't lack money, so she never mistreated herself when it came to eating. A large portion of cumin fried chicken, a portion of mouth-watering roasted pork trotter, 2 portions of braised pork rice filled to the brim. The amount of meat was so much that it made Zhang Heng break out in a cold sweat, but being under someone else's roof, plus having been successfully brainwashed, Zhang Heng hesitated for a moment. Then also joined the food-destroying army. After eating and drinking their fill, Zhang Heng finished feeding the tiger cubs milk, then took his small notebook and left. Duongdu finished cleaning up, conveniently giving her foolish dog a prenatal checkup. Since the mother tiger arrived to rest, time flew really fast. In a flash, 4 days had passed. The rescue center was also much quieter. With more than 20 cats gone, the workload also decreased significantly. But that peace was shattered on a late night. The backyard transmitted the tragic cries of the foolish dog. Duongdu was preparing to turn off the live stream. Hearing the noise, she rushed out to the backyard. The fool was leaning against the edge of the cage, panting heavily. "What's wrong? Are you sick? Don't let anything happen." The comments on the live stream were full of worry. Although normally they mock it for being foolish, but living together for a long time, it's already considered family. Duongdu opened the cage door, feeling its heartbeat. "Where do you feel uncomfortable? Stomach hurts. It hurts so much," the foolish dog replied. This reaction made Duongdu certain. Not out of expectation, this girl is in premature labor, prepare to deliver. Having experienced delivering tigers, Duongdu took action very proficiently. Although this is the first time delivering a dog, she still had enough theoretical knowledge. She poured half a basin of clean water, placing it in front of the foolish dog. The rescue center is small, but lacks nothing. Medicines, equipment are all not lacking. She had been watching for a full 2 hours. The foolish dog stopped crying, starting to bear down. Duongdu immediately stood up, putting on medical gloves. After simple disinfection, she started assisting. Compared to the time delivering the tiger, this time was much smoother. The puppies developed normally, the mother dog had enough strength, and there was someone assisting. In less than 40 minutes, 2 puppies were successfully born. Breathing evenly, Duongdu used a blanket to wrap the 2 puppies, then brought the mother dog and its children to an empty room to rest. "Tomorrow when you wake up, if I see any furniture bitten and broken, then you'll go live with the tigers." Duongdu patted the foolish dog lightly. Eyes full of threat, the audience in the live stream room got a good laugh. Ever since it arrived, the furniture in the house broke quickly. The whole room is full of granite. Let's see how it gnaws. That look in its eyes is clearly saying, "I absolutely will not bite it. Hungry, want to eat." The foolish dog sent out a signal. "Wait there, I'll go get you some cabbage." Compared to the tigers, this foolish dog is super easy to raise. It can live eating any kind of vegetable. Add some fruits, and it becomes a nutritious meal. She threw it 2 large cabbages, finished checking the health of the little ones. Duongdu closed the room door. Today's live stream ends here. See everyone again at this time tomorrow. She went back to the bedroom. The mother tiger, hearing the noises, used its paws to pull the child that was crawling around back. "Good night." The mother tiger suddenly spoke up. Hearing that, Duongdu paused for a moment. Feline species, when integrating with humans, will imitate human behavior. So today, it has learned the phrase "good night." This means it is ready to integrate. How many animals want to return to nature anyway? Except for a very few. Most of them wish to have food and housing provided. No need to waste energy hunting. There's probably some rescued animal that spread rumors in the forest. Now, if animals are not feeling well, their first reaction is to go down the mountain to find humans. Sleeping soundly until morning, Zhang Heng had brought the mother tiger family out to the backyard. The mother tiger, carrying its cub in its mouth, lay prostrate in front of Zhang Heng, lying brightly on the table. Where did the foolish deer go? Why did you wake up so late? Du handed over a can of milk powder. She said, last night the foolish dog gave birth prematurely. I stayed up watching more than half the night in the room upstairs. Zhang Heng's eyes lit up. He finished mixing the milk powder, then handed it to the mother tiger. I'll go see how it is, Du said while drinking soy milk. While you're at it, bring some food upstairs, okay? Zhang Heng said while studying documents on breeding. This reaction is very normal. After eating breakfast, Du opened a notebook, taking out a list. She showed it to the camera, explaining old fans who have followed for a long time surely all know. We have a familiar segment, which is the adopter follow-up visit segment. After organizing the list, she started calling each person. On weekends, everyone is at home, so she quickly contacted a few people. Confirming the locations, Du went to find Zhang Heng. I have to go out for follow-up visits. Leaving the house to you, okay? Figure out lunch yourself, she said, not giving him time to react. Du took the car keys and rushed out, speeding on the road. The car stopped in front of the gate of an apartment complex. A girl wearing pajamas waved her hand in greeting. Over here, meeting the adopter. Du smiled radiantly. She greeted, hello. The girl waved to the camera, then the two went into the apartment complex. Du covered the camera lens to protect privacy. The house of less than 100 square meters was decorated very cozily. There was a private room for the cats. Pushing the door to enter, 3 fat and chubby cats were lazily lying flat. Smelling the scent of the 2-legged cat servant. She isn't here to catch us back, right? That remote mountain place is miserable to death. Hearing the cats lamenting, Du clenched her fists. The main business is more important. First is to take a few photos, then take the form out to fill. Each cat has a profile, recording its entire life. From a moment it enters the rescue station until it passes away. Finished filling the form, she pulled one cat over to check. It was taken care of very healthily. Belly fat, almost touching the ground. Its face is also very clean. How is it normally? It's very good, sister. Just that when it's hungry, it follows people demanding food. But the British short-hair cat is getting lazier. Du pulled the British short-hair cat over. After checking, she frowned. In a few days, you should take it to the vet to get checked. It's too fat. The heart might have some problems. Hearing that, the girl's hands trembled slightly. Is it dangerous? Temporarily, no, but it must lose weight. She conveniently spread some knowledge. Cats cannot be raised too fat. Some have hidden heart diseases. Normally, it's not clearly visible, but once they get fat, the disease will break out. So scary. I have to cut down dinner right away. Don't know if I should feed it or not anymore. Without machines, you can't see it. Du put the cat down. She instructed the girl to observe more. If it vomits frequently or is weak, she must quickly bring it in for a checkup. Yes, ma'am. After chatting for a while, she hurried to the next house. Throughout the whole morning, she went through 4 residential areas, meeting 6 adopters. More than a dozen cats, each one raised to be plump and smooth. Don't know if the cats are lucky or the people are lucky. Even though they were abandoned, they are still willing to trust humans. Rushing back to the adoption center, the backyard was already a mess. Zhang Heng was pinned down by a dozen cats. The mother tiger nearby was also threatening to join in. The 2 tiger cubs were lying in his lap, frantically searching for food. Du sighed. Everyone stopped messing around. One command issued. The backyard immediately returned to silence. The station master is the top of the food chain. Brother Zhang is so pitiful, bullied every time, but I'm so jealous. Zhang Heng sat up, showing off the 2 tiger cubs in his lap. They opened their eyes. The 2 little ones have officially opened their eyes. Beautiful eyes, didn't expect them to have grown this big already. Their size is almost the same as a cat. Du took 1 tiger cub. She explained tiger cubs need 5 to 12 days to open their eyes. Right now their vision is still limited. It will take a month before they can see completely clearly. We can try feeding them minced meat to supplement nutrition. After all, drinking milk powder cannot compare to mother's milk. She pointed at the thing in Zhang Hang's hand. The guy then sighed. I wanted to let them get used to the smell of meat. Who knew it would turn out like this? Besieged by the cat herd, the cats here, although they have meat to eat, but not every meal they get to eat their fill. Seeing someone getting favored, they will definitely rush in to compete. It's also because Zhang Hang has no authority. If it was Duong Du Du, then this group would only know how to act cute and beg for food. She fed it a piece of minced meat, then waited. Developing well, in about 2 weeks, they will be able to run. Zhang Hang's eyes were full of expectation. These two are about to become his children. What with feeding milk, what with cleaning up, raising them single-handedly since they were small, the affection is very deep. The two people were talking happily when from afar a terrified scream echoed. There's a rat. Duong Du Du looked up. On top of the wall, there was a tiny creature standing, its fur reflecting a purple hue under the sun. Eyes full of expectant looks. What animal is this? A weasel? So cute. Duong Du Du froze for a moment, then immediately understood. She shooed the approaching cats away, then reached out her hand. Disclaimer: all content, characters, settings, and events are products of my imagination and were created for entertainment purposes only.